Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. This is Ayana here, and I am an indie author slash reader slash everything because I do the most, but mostly I'm an indie author. I'm the author of the Project Romance series. There is one book out so far right now, and the second one is coming up. But anyway, let's get on to the actual video of why you're here. So a few months ago, I posted on my TikTok, I asked a few people what kind of videos they would like to see from me when it comes to author things and all that. And one of them was how I get my story ideas, which is kind of hard to have an organized thought of how I get them. But I decided to make a list on my phone of ways that I get ideas because it's so random. And I wanted to talk about them. This video is probably going to be short, but we're going to get on to it, and I'll tell you guys how I think of my story ideas. Also, look at this. It's my new case I got from Five and Below. Look, he spins. He spins. So the first way I get story ideas mostly is from music. If you don't know that about me, I am a huge music nerd. I love music. Actually, I have written some songs myself. They're not out or anything, but I do dabble in music a little bit. I was more on the music side a while back if you've been here for a while from my channel. But yeah. So sometimes I hear a song and I really like songs that tell a story. So I have a lot of songs like that where it tells a story. And then sometimes a song is like inspiring enough where it gives me a book idea or like a plot idea, like just like a certain piece for something in the plot of the book I'm writing, or like, you know, a trope or things like that. I think music is a very good inspiration, a way to find inspiration, because like it's just always a story to tell in songs. But one main thing I use music for is like I like to make playlists for each of my story ideas slash work in progresses. So when I'm writing them or working on them, I can listen to it and then I can have the vibe of it while I'm writing the scenes. It just really helps to stay in the vibe and the mindset of the story. And I just really love finding songs that match up to the plot of my story and, you know, having it in chronological order. It's really fun. But yeah, that's one of the ways that I find inspiration. Okay. The second one is reading. Of course, as a writer, you get a lot of inspiration from reading. So I tend to read within the genre that I write, but I'm trying to stray out of it a little bit because I am planning on writing a standalone fantasy story. It's like a cozy fantasy. So I've been collecting a few fantasy, sci-fi slash cozy fantasy stories around just to read them and get, you know, ideas on how I should go about writing it and how the story is set up. And that's what I mean by using reading as inspiration, because you can see like every genre has like certain pinpoints in the way you tell said story. Like romance, for instance, romance usually always has an happy ending, or like there's certain tropes in there that you would have. So look, if you read along the lines of the tropes you're wanting to write, it just makes it easier to understand said tropes and, you know, get some inspiration and see how they did it and use it for your characters. So yeah, that's how I use the reading as inspiration. The next one is random, but it's K-dramas. I don't usually get inspiration from them as much as I used to. But for instance, my book, Project Protection, that's out right now, half of the inspiration for writing that book was from a K-drama. Because like there's the idea of, you know, have you seen like K-dramas where you think it's going to be romance, but then there's this whole entire subplot, or romance is the subplot, and there's like this giant plot that happens on the side, and something usually like mystery. It usually have mystery involved or like gang related things, something really crazy and really interesting. So I liked that about like the romances in K-dramas, and I wanted to adopt that for my romances that I write. So that is half of how I got the inspiration for Project Protection, and the series that continues with it is just like romance with a little like suspense, and I like that a lot. So yeah. The next thing is TV shows and movies, which I guess you can count in the lines of K-dramas. But one movie that inspired my book Project Protection the most is The Bodyguard. It's a movie with Whitney Houston in it. It's from the 90s. So when I mention this, a lot of people don't know what it is, but then there's a lot of people that do. But I remember watching that movie as a teenager, and I just love that movie. It's one of my favorite movies of all time. But I liked the bodyguard romance trope, but I wanted to do a little twist on it, like do like the bodyguard is a lady instead of the male bodyguard thing, and the person who needs to be saved is the man. I just wanted to do a little play on that. When I watched the movie, I was like, I want to write something like this, but a little different. So that's how I get inspiration. It's just looking at the plots of like shows I watch, and if I really like it a lot, sometimes I want to do like a play on that. Same goes for my fantasy story idea that I just came up with recently. That is like mildly inspired by Barbie and the Diamond Castle. I love that movie. It is my childhood favorite movie of all time when I was a kid. And so there's heavy inspiration for that in my fantasy idea that I want to be working on for the future. And lastly, inspiration that I can play, that pretty much plays on all the stuff I said before, was things I'd like to see in books. Because, you know, sometimes I read a lot of books, especially traditionally published, where there's certain things, you see the same thing over and over again sometimes. Or, you know, you just see something that could be different. Like, for instance, there was a time where there was not a lot of romances with black women as the main character, and they like be openly loved and have cute fluffy light stories. So it's the same as in fantasy, you know, like you used to not see a lot of people that look like me in fantasy and things like that. So I kind of wanted to be the person, since I really love telling stories, to put myself and people who look like me and are like me in stories that, you know, we're not usually in. So that really inspires me to like write and continue writing and make these stories. It's just a little version of me, or any kid that was not used to seeing themselves in like different stories, seeing themselves and being represented. So yeah, so guys, that is it for this video. It was a quick short talky video. I really just wanted to, you know, tell you guys how I get my story ideas and ways you can think of getting inspiration from them without copying them, you know what I mean? So thank you guys for watching this video if you made it all the way to the end, and like this video if you liked it. Subscribe to my channel if you aren't already, if you want to see more videos like this. I do a lot of random stuff, but mostly it stays in the lines of author things, reading things, and life vloggy things. So I really don't try to stray out of that anymore. But yeah, random thing though, guys. If you're interested, let me know in the comments if you're interested in me doing a vlog series. I'm gonna like book for this fantasy idea that I have. I want to buckle down and really delve into like my craft and improving my writing with this story. So if you guys want to follow along and want me to vlog this, like working on this idea and developing it with you guys, let me know in the comments if you want to see that as a video vlog series. I would love to share that with you guys. But yeah, thank you for watching. See you later.